All right, guys, we got Micah Wood over here, man, shaper for Wood Surfboards, okay? He actually used to be a fellow instructor back over here at PB Surf Shop back in the day, and, you know, he did a little tooling around in the shop, too, doing a little bit of everything, but now he's a full-time shaper and doing pretty well at it. We sell his boards now. Micah, tell us about your boards, man. What got you into shaping, dude?
I was actually working for Gordon & Smith Surfboards while I was working here at the shop, too, and I just, you know, I've always had a passion for surfing. Always have been surfing, and I was riding for Gordon & Smith Surfboards at the time, and I started really getting into trying out different designs and you know, different longboards. I was mainly longboarding at the time, and just wanted to try some different ideas that I had in my head. I wanted to get out into a board, and I was trying to work with some of the shapers at the time. And I just couldn't quite explain enough what I wanted. I was getting close, but I just wanted to, just had a few different ideas that I wanted to try out. So I figured it was time to start learning how to shape some boards, and started shaping, and eventually became one of the Gordon & Smith surfboard shapers. Did that for a couple years, and then it was about time to start my own company. I wanted to kind of branch off a little more and kind of do my own thing. Anyway, I was you know, still working for Gordon & Smith when I switched over, and then I just slowly started making more of my own boards instead of the G&S boards. And I was actually still polishing for Gordon & Smith. It was when Ernie Higgins owned the label at Waterlines Unlimited, and so yeah, it just kind of went from there, and just wanted to try out new different things, and just having a blast with it, trying out different rockers and everything. This is actually my personal model, the Micah Wood model. It's you know, all just basically a nose rider design. 50-50 rails all the way through. It's got good rocker from about the midpoint back, and it's a little bit flatter from the midpoint up. Yeah, it's a great nose riding board. Works well on anything. I would say anything under head high. You get anything bigger than that, you probably want to ride a different style of board other than a nose rider. But yeah, I'd probably ride this board the most out of all my designs. It's a really fun board. I like it.
Looks good. Looks like a fun little nose rider, nice and wide. You got to get a good flat deck up there. You plant your feet and just cruise, man.
Yeah.
Get cruise. Good, man. Well, we started off from the whole, you know, want it done right, do it yourself, you know, model, and then now you're doing your own thing, man. That's great. That's great. How's that working out for you, man? You get to shape for any pros or up and coming local pros? Like, tell us about that.
I mean, you know, I more have a following, kind of like the underground surfing following. Got a lot of good surfers on my boards right now, but a lot of the surfers that are into my boards aren't really into the whole contest scene. So you know, a lot of people, a lot of good longboarders that are doing a lot of nose riding and stuff like that are riding my boards. One of my team riders, Preston Kroll, he's killing it out in the water out in North County. Still in high school, but he's doing the ISF contests, and I think he gets like first and second in most of the contests he does. So he does really well. My girlfriend Kaylee Swift, she usually does the club coalition contests, and usually places in all the finals in that. Yeah, and then I surf on them too, so I do a few contests a year and usually end up doing pretty well. So, but as for like pros, you know, it's mainly just the local kids around town or local surfers that, you know, like to try out different new exciting things. So that's kind of more my clientele.
Yeah, well, you make a great longboard, man. Now, as far as shortboards, how do you on that? You got any good shortboard shapes? Revolution here.
It's more of like a mid-length board. It's kind of a displacement hole style of surfboard. This one's kind of is called the Spindrifter model. It's actually one of my newer models. It's kind of like a, you know, most displacement holes have like more of like an egg shape. It's kind of a branch off of an egg. Anyway, but what makes it different is, like, you know, it's there's actually belly, or it's called the displacement up in here, so it kind of pushes water away as you're surfing and creates it to plane up on top of the surface of the water.
So it's more convex than concave.
Yeah. My egg design, the Poacher, that one actually has like a slight concave in the nose, goes into a V. This one is like what you said, a convex. Kind of belly, goes into slightly flat in here, and then I can
see some of the rocker there.
Yeah, then it rolls into a slight V in the tail and then flattens off. fin box is pushed up a little farther. On these types of board, you want to ride with the fin a little farther up on the board.
Now, what does that do for you?
What it does is, the farther back on the tail you have the fin, the more kind of it'll be a slower turning, but it'll kind of draw the lines out a little more. So it creates more of like a pivoty effect. Okay. And it works really well with these types of rails because you got like this roll in here. And what that does is it kind of, on your turns, it kind of will roll itself into the rail, and then it'll kind of catch and bring you back up on the wave. A lot of people will ride these boards kind of from the center of the board, other than just on the tail or like a nose rider up on the nose. You're kind of standing more in the center of the board, and you can just kind of really roll into the turns, and it works good with a single fin setup. A lot of people like to try little extra side fins just for that little extra grab, but I prefer with a single fin.
I could see myself definitely riding this in the center of the board with a progressive longboard, slight shortboard feel.
Yeah.
A longboard style, but a shortboard maneuverability. Yeah. Is that what you were looking for on this?
Yeah. Yeah. And I love mid-length boards. Kind of. I ride all sorts of stuff, but this one is also like not only messing around with the contours on the bottom, but also with the top too. This has like a slight S deck, so you've got you're thinning out the nose, so you're taking a little bit of the weight out of the board in the nose, so it'll kind of keep it a little bit more lively. And then also your thicker point is kind of pushed back a little bit, so it's more under your feet when you're surfing. So you can almost get an effect of riding a smaller board, but you still have that length in there to get a nice glide from it. Yeah, so just a bunch of different ideas with this board, definitely. But yeah, I make all sorts of stuff, quad fins and not too many thrusters, mostly single fins, quad fins.
Quad fins are fun. Yeah, probably my favorite. It's that midpoint between a twin and a thruster. Yeah.
But, yeah.
All right, now Micah's got a different design going on here. Now his board's different, but now we're used to seeing our leash plugs. Okay, our leash plugs are inlaid into the board, recessed as part of the internal structure, but we've got something different over here. Micah, tell us about this leash loop, what it looks like here.
Yeah, it's usually called a fiberglass leash loop. What it is it's fiberglass rope, the same rope that we use for glassing the fins on a surfboard. But what we do is we lay fiberglass rope across the top of the board and create like this little, almost like a bridge of fiberglass and resin, and it's actually super strong. I personally have never had one break off on a board before. They cost a little more than a usual plug, but I personally love the way they look, and for somebody who's looking for more of a cleaner artistic style of surfboard, I'd recommend going with the fiberglass leash loop. They definitely have, it's more of an aesthetics thing. I mean, the leash plug works, and it's cheaper, but for someone who wants a little bit more custom style in their surfboard, the fiberglass leash loop would be the way to go.
Well, it's definitely good looking, man, and I like it. And since it's stronger, why not keep on the revolution, right?
Definitely. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, Micah, thanks a lot, man.
Thank you.
Well, that's a good looking board, man. Now, where can we find you? Where we want to find your boards?
Here in PB Surf Shop. That's probably the best shop to get some locally. A lot of my work is custom order, so you can actually come in here and put in a custom order for some boards, or a board, hopefully multiple boards.
Definitely.
But yeah, it's I'm pretty easy to contact. I've got all my information on my website, woodcustomsurfboards.com or micahwood.com, either one. And I've also got a section of my artwork too. Not only I build surfboards, but I'm a professional artist as well. And yeah, so.
You were saying you're of a team. You got young Groms, man. They feel like they can rip, man. Where can they find you to get some eyes on them?
I would say most of the time up in North County. Sometimes in La Jolla, but mostly North County, like Cardiff, Pipes, Swamis, stuff like that. Okay. Or at the the ISF contest, you'll see a lot of my boards that some of the kids are riding. And a lot of the coalition contests too, and one of us are always in one of those things.
All right. What was your website one more time?
It is woodcustomsurfboards.com.
All right, man. If you want to find some wood boards or find Mr. Wood, he'll be over at the ISF contest, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for talking with us, Micah.
Cool.
You enjoy the event, man.
Yeah, no problem.